So, what are some ideas if you want to implement some small, achievable changes into your life? I have ideas, many ideas, but I'm going to share with you 5 of them today because we don't want to overload you with too much information. We like it simple, right? Simple. Easy, man. Easy breezy. So, the first one is portion size. No, don't think deprivation. Don't think deprivation. No, I'm not asking you to starve yourself. I'm saying be mindful of portion sizes, particularly if you're someone who eats out a lot. If your job requires you to be on the road a lot, you're going to be eating in restaurants. And restaurants are notorious for serving up massive portion sizes, way too much food than we need, and of course we feel obligated to eat it all until we feel sick. So don't be afraid to ask for a takeaway container. This way you're not going to waste food, and hopefully you can take the containers straight home or wherever you're staying at a motel, hotel, pop it in the fridge and you've got a meal for later on. Also, be mindful that portion sizes are your palm for carbohydrate and protein. So if you think about it, that size there for carbs, starchy carbs here, not veggies, so we're talking rice, we're talking quinoa, we're talking potato, kumara, sweet potato, that size. And we're talking this size for protein. So when you think about it, yeah, we generally get served portions way too big for our tummies. I say go hard on veggies. So if you've got that and that on your plate, fill the rest of it with veggies. You can't go wrong. If you hate veggies, well, just be mindful. This is your portion size. Okay, next tip. Water. So simple. We're always told drink more water. Now, why is that? Well, our bodies actually need to be hydrated correctly in order to function properly. And if our kidneys and our liver aren't functioning properly, it's actually very hard for us to lose body fat. There's something in that, isn't there? So, always try to drink more water. Now think about also the other beverages that you're drinking during the day. Are you a big coffee or tea drinker? Now coffee and tea are diuretics. So what they do is they actually flush all the water out of your body, which is not really a good thing. We need water to keep healthy. So perhaps look at how you can implement more water into your day and cut out milky drinks, juices, anything that might have hidden sugars in it. So maybe your smoothie that you think's really good for you, it might actually not be so good. You don't know what's in it. So be mindful of the ingredients of these drinks that you're consuming because they could actually have a lot of extra sugar and a lot of extra fat that you didn't even know. So be a truth seeker. Look at the labels or ask about the nutritional content of these drinks before you have them because that's what could be making you put on more fat, more body weight. Okay, tip number 3. Packaged food. Now, unfortunately, a lot of convenience foods are packaged like your muesli bars or chippies or crackers. Now these packaged foods tend to have a whole heap of ingredients in them to make them taste good, and they're tiny little portions. But these tiny portions could pack a whole heap of added calories that really don't fill you up and of course lead to extra energy being consumed by you, which is not a good thing. So my advice is to Not cut out all packaged food at once because that would be very hard for you. But look at maybe your morning tea and your afternoon tea, because this is generally the time that we feel indulgent and we'll have something yummy with our coffee or tea, like a biscuit or a cookie, muffin, pastry, that kind of thing. So look at how you can replace that with something more natural. So like a handful of nuts or dried fruit, actual fruit, raw fruit. You could look at having some nut butter with some veggies or something maybe handmade, homemade. You could make something far more nutritious at home and take that with you to work or wherever you might be during the day. But be wary of what's actually in that packaged food. You would be surprised at how much extra calories you're consuming just by eating that muesli bar or whatever. Okay, next tip. Condiments. I am the self-proclaimed condiments queen. I will put condiments on everything. Now, when I say condiments, I mean your sauces, your seasonings, that kind of thing. They can be a real trap with adding, again, extra empty calories. They don't fill you up. They just add flavour to what you're eating. So again, check the labels. See how much sugar is in them, because it's usually added sugar, not fat so much, in condiments that can add up with your calorie intake. So you can maybe look at using more stocks, chicken stocks, beef stocks. You can get some really good organic ones. I think Rapunzel does a really good one here in New Zealand. Look at using herbs and spices instead in your food to pack more flavour. And of course, be wary of things like mayonnaise. Just because you have a Caesar salad doesn't mean you need to cover it with that Caesar dressing, which is very high in fat. So be wary, fat and extra sugar and your condiments. Maybe look at sort of slowly easing them out of your diet just a little bit, and I'm sure it'll make a huge difference. And your last tip, being prepared the day before with your meals. So what I mean by that is by using a cooler bag and pre-packing your meals to take with you to work can make a huge difference. So you could perhaps make extra portions of dinner the night before and package it up into smaller containers to take with you while you're out and about during the day. What this encourages you to do is to have a nice nutritious meal with you while you're out, and it deters you from buying things when you're hungry, because when you get busy, you get hungry, and when you're over hungry, you're more likely to buy something that's laden with sugar and fat. We all know we've done that. So if you have food with you at all times in your cooler bag, you can snack while you're on the run, where you stopped at a light, have a nibble. Just make sure you pay attention to the road. But you're less likely to get too hungry during the day, and then you're going to go and grab a burger or a kebab or something like that, which will derail all your good intentions. I also encourage you to slowly implement these changes. So look at doing maybe one a week, okay? Not all at the same time. Keep it simple, remember. Simple, steady, slow changes is the way to go.